Okay, so here is the canvas page. By the way, the page is pretty decent, very good. There's a few things that have to be changed, and this page can work exactly the way this is working here. Acrylic would do the same thing. I'm just going to refresh this page, as I already messed with it a little bit. So we could get started, and the problem is I don't know what sizes I'm going to do. So we need to make this page smaller, remove the get started button, and they can scroll. Basically we should cut the table in half so that you start to see step 1, and remove canvas prints because we already have that up there. So it's going to start with choose your size, and you'll be able to see that on the bottom of the page, because we're going to start halfway through the table. Let's see if I can do this. Yes, so essentially you would cut the page to there, and then at that point you would have the next, just below that would be the next step of the page, which says choose your size. We wouldn't show the canvas prints. Okay, so now we have sizes, right? And we have standard sizes, which I can do from here, or I can custom size it. So the problem here is, if I do custom size and I put in 18, I press OK, it's very good that I press 18 and I press OK, but it doesn't really jive. So what has to happen is, because OK doesn't really do anything, so what needs to happen is we need to move customize your size needs to move down to the bottom. So just as a, let's do this. So this whole section, whoops, this section here needs to be moved to over here, and there wouldn't be the OK button, but on inputting my size you would show me the price. So as I change the size, the price would change, and you would show me the size, right, the price right over here. You would show me the price, and then instead of the OK button, I now have an upload your image button just below that, and that makes sense. And again, we would be removing this, would not show. We would be starting from right there. That's where the cut in between the picture would be. So essentially, let me just do this for you. Essentially, this whole section from here till here, you're deleting. Okay, so now the size is on the bottom, right next to the ships in 3 days. I put in my size, or if I select the size, that still happens. You still change the size there. Or I type in my size and you change it there. So I'm going to type in my size. Okay, 24 by 12. And now, because I don't have the OK button, I have my price. See, because right now I have no idea what price that is. But if we have the price printing out right next to it, I'll know what's going on. Okay, so I type it in my size and I upload my image. Okay, let's take a picture. Okay, and we're just going to go online. Okay, now we're on Wi-Fi. Upload. So you can see here that the 100% is in the middle of nowhere. Processing is taking time, and I don't know if the upload is going to the cloud like it's supposed to, or it's going to Artiframes. Now, what's happening here is you gave me the size that I asked for, which is perfect. Okay, we need to get rid of a whole bunch of things on this page, so let me help you. We're going to get rid of this whole section up here, all of it. This whole section is going. We don't need it. It doesn't belong. It's not working the way we expected it to work. It's going. Another thing that needs to go are these middle handles. Again, we thought that it would be practical. It's not practical. The use case doesn't make any sense. So the only handles that I can use now are going to be the corner handles. Okay, I have the rotate button, which I can rotate, and I have the handle buttons, which I can make the picture go in and out smaller. So the only thing I should be able to do is go in and out, and it should be locked on the aspect ratio. So just right, it's completely locked on the aspect ratio. That needs to be setting in stone. So the size stays the size, and the size changes on the aspect ratio. Okay, the rotate function does work, so we're good there. Again, aspect ratio needs to be locked just like it is now. It's locked. Okay, I press OK, and we're good to go. If I wanted to rotate, I can rotate. You can see something weird happened in there. I'm not sure what, but again, size needs to be locked into place. So we press apply. I like what I have. I click confirm, and I can add the cart. Again, the only place where I have that size is in the beginning of the application, so there will be no size inputted elsewhere. So now that I showed you this, acrylic is exactly the same way. Okay, and I want to show you custom framing. So custom framing, again, we have on custom framing, we have the size on the product page, which is where it belongs, right? So over here, I'm going to put in, I guess we're refreshing. I don't know why, but okay. So I landed on an 8x10. I can customize it, and I can put in a size. So I'm going to put in over here, let's say 30. Okay. I press OK, and I want to upload my picture. Okay. Again, I picked already my size. This is the size that I have, and that's it. So I'm going to click. It's going to process. We'll upload our image. Okay, 100% uploaded. That was quick. Alright, my picture is here. Again, we're going to pretend we need to be locked into focus, and we should not be showing a size here. This size that's up here should have been the size that I had chosen already, and the size that I chose was 8x30. So that's the size that should be displayed up here, or not displayed, but we should be using, because that's the size that I asked for. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that size in here. Okay. That's the size that I requested on the product page. That's the size that should be here. So now when I click, that aspect ratio is not working the way I needed it to. But the idea is that I should only be able to select on. I should only be able to select again on the outside corner handles, and I shouldn't be able to select anywhere else. I should just be able to select up and down, and that's it. And the opening size should not show. So again, we'll do this again. This whole section is gone. These handles here should not exist. And it should always lock it into the aspect ratio and lock the size that we selected on the product page. So I click apply, and my frame is there, and that's it. I don't get any other options. The rotate works, crop works, and confirm takes me to the product page. And that's it. That's really it. So if I wanted to change my size, I can go over here, and I can change my size, and it does what it does. Whatever it does, that's what it's expected to do. It's expected to do something. Right now, it gave me a 14x30. It zoomed in for some reason. I'm not sure why it zoomed in. But we can edit that, and we can check it. Or we can do whatever we need to do with it. You see that's a little bit stretched, because over here it's showing me this, but on the product page it was not showing me this. But this is what it should have showed me. And add to cart. So the size should only be on this page. It shouldn't be on the edit page. And the aspect ratio should be locked to this size, and the size needs to stay static. So when I zoom in or zoom out of the page of the picture, the size is always going to be the size that I have on this page.